Well, Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach, everybody. As we said last night, we've got three beautiful things going on. Shabbat, first day of Sukkot, and Molly's Bat Mitzvah. Wow, that's a nice Simcha in a row. We're so happy to have you all here. For those who are watching us, Max, we're good. For those who are watching us on live stream, we welcome you all. So we say Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach to everybody in the sanctuary. We hope you have a wonderful time celebrating all three.
Bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody, one and all. It's great to see you. Let me take a moment to ask you, check and see if you have a cell phone or something that might ring, if you could silence them for the sanctity of the service, that'll be a real good thing. And again, Brochim Habayim, welcome, it's good to see you all. So, Molly, you become a bat mitzvah. When does that happen? Well, there's a lot of pivotal moments, but one of them is coming up right here when you wear your talit for the very first time. The talit is a symbol of Jewish identity, symbol of Jewish prayer, and it's a symbol of Jewish unity because we gather the tzitzit for the Shema and say we are all one. And Jews have been proudly wearing their talitot for thousands of years. When the state of Israel was forming a nation back in the 1940s and people said if we're going to have a country we need a flag, somebody said we have a flag, it's our talis. And if you take a good look at the Israeli flag, you'll see it's two stripes of blue and a field of white, which is very reminiscent of a talit. So it means the world to us. So Molly, when you wear yours for the first time today, we hope you'll be proud of your Judaism. We hope you will let the talit support you and you will support Jewish life. We hope you will say the Shema and have reverence for this day and all good things that are part of becoming a bat mitzvah and wear your talit whenever we see you in shul. So it's a beautiful moment to wear it for the first time. So therefore, we'd like to now call proud parents. Allison and Adam, if you would bring that beautiful talit and bring Molly forward. Why don't you guys stand right in front of, come up on the beam, stand in front of the table, right there. Molly is going to chant the bracha over the talit, and then with a lot of love, Mom and Dad will place it around her shoulders. Amen. Beautiful. Great. Give her a big hug. Way to go. Beautiful. Okay. Muzzle top, door by door, from one generation to the next. So with this beautiful talit, Molly joins our adult Jewish community on this blessed day. Molly would like to share with us some thoughts about who she is sharing this day with.
Today, I'm honored to share this special occasion in my life with my two grandmothers, Anita Sher and Laura Feinberg. I chose to go with them because even no matter some kind of what their earnings, Judaism is very important to them. My maternal grandmother, Anita Sher, was born Anita Schiller on March 21st, 1949, to Goldie and Max Schiller. She grew up in the Borough Park section of Brooklyn, which is a predominantly Jewish neighborhood. Both of her parents worked in the garment district in Manhattan, holding responsible and continuous positions. Max was a cutter We used to brush the Shana once before, break the fast and backward, and I had him all the way from the streets to my grandmother. She was amazing at cooking things from the streets. She also loved Hanukkah, and she and my grandfather have collected over 20 menorahs. She died on my 11th birthday, all the time since 2018. My paternal grandmother, Laura Ruth Kuzinova Feinberg, was born on August 18, 1923, in the Borough Park section of New York, ironically, right down the street from where Anita was born and raised. She was one of 3 children who was independent, smart, and very self-motivated. This was evident at 2th grade and graduated high school at age 16. Memory was her forte, and elevators and had bookkeeper status at approximately a very young age. At age 21, she married a pop-up right before he left for World War II and continued to work and labor in her. It was a challenging time. Post-World War II, the government of Philadelphia to start a new life in family. While raising 3 children, Larry, Ronnie, and Adam, my dad, and a birth became her passion. As chapter president for the year, she continued on the path to help those in need, as well as support efforts to strengthen Israel's future. The family was everything to her, and she loved being a grandmother. After she moved back to Florida, she looked forward to our weekend brunches with them and her. She started devotion with a few of the family as a legacy. She died earlier this year. Both of my grandmothers had very strong views of her. Now they were both had loved to be here and be hard today to similarly sharing the space.
Beautiful. Molly, it's such a beautiful thing to take moments to recall people who are still living in our hearts and our souls, but are not physically with us. And you do everybody honor and great proud when you share that twinning story with your grandmother with us today. So the no mitzvah they never had, you gave today. Beautiful, mazel tov. You got a seat for a little bit. And now we're going to invite you, if you have a Red Siddur, my friends, that is the brighter book. It's a little smaller. For those of you at home, if you have our Siddur, we invite you to turn to page 214, where the afternoon service begins with Ashrei.
Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, Od Yehalalu Chasera.
Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha.
Teilat leil rapi v'varech v'vasashim k'shol elam va'ed v'anach v'nevorech ya mi'et havyad olam hallelujah.
And now we turn to page 217 in the middle of the page, and Molly's going to lead us in the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yikadav, Yikadash Meiraba.
Amen.
Yamad Yirahirte, V'yamlith Mahute.
V'chayechad u'vyomechad u'chayedecha v'Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman karib.
V'yimaru.
Amen. Yehi shmei rabba v'vorach Li'alam wa'me'omaya yiparach.
Yiparach, V'yeshtabach, V'yipar, V'yiramam, V'yinaseh, V'yidhadar, V'yidhaleh, V'yidhaleh, Shmei Kedusha.
Berechu.
V'elah, Mikol Birhata, V'shirata.
Jushmechata nehemata damiran bi'alema. Amen. Page 218. Proud Aunt and Uncle, we're going to invite you guys to come up and open the ark for us at this time. We'll invite everybody to rise. Right there, that's it, all the way open.
Vayivim so Aharon, Vayomer Moshe, Kuma Adonai, V'yafutzu oivecha, V'yanusu misanecha mipanecha, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, U'levar Adonai, Mirushalayim, Matan Torah, Torah, Li'amo Yisrael, B'Kedushato.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol, Adonai Kadosh, Shema.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol
Adonai Kadosh Shema.
Gadlu Adonai Giti, Unaroma Shema Yachda.
Lecha Adonai Ha'yidula v'ha'yidula v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'ha'chod Il kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Ki kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Lecha Adonai Amam Rachad Yamin Haseh V'kol Rosh
To our Torah, yeah.
Adonai Eloheinu, Yishtakvu Dorkot Kadoshu, Romimu Adonai Eloheinu, Yishtakvu Be'agodsho, Yadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
May be seated, everybody. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We are reading this afternoon An Easy Place to Find in the Chumashim. It's all the way back in the beginning. In fact, it's called In the Beginning. It's Breshit, which is the beginning of the Torah. We are headed towards Simchat Torah, and that is when we finish the Torah and we start it all over again. So this afternoon and the Shabbos before all that, we're going to read the beginning. You can turn to page 3 in your other books, if you have them. The darker red Chumashim, which has got all the books of the Torah. So we get so excited when we start a story all over again. And to help us appreciate the beginning of the Torah, we're going to ask our Bat Mitzvah Mali to introduce Breshit to us all.
Parshat Hashavua. The Torah portion of the week of my Bat Mitzvah is Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 through chapter 6, verse 8. It is the first Torah portion in the book of the Torah, Bereshit. Bereshit is one of the most eventful parshat in the Torah, containing 3 of the most well-known stories of all time: creation, the Garden of Eden, and Cain and Abel. The parsha starts out with the famous words, "In the beginning of God's creation of the heavens and the earth. It was astonishingly empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep. The Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the water, and God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light. God saw the light, and it was good, and God separated between the light and between darkness. And then God created the land and the sea and the animals and trees. On the 7th day, he looked back at the work that he had done and saw that it was good, and he rested and called the day holy. This is the establishment of Shabbat." The parsha goes on to detail the creation of Garden of Eden and the story of Adam and Eve eating the forbidden fruit, and the parsha tells the story of Cain and Abel. The Jewish people have been reading this portion every year for thousands of years. We believe that it speaks to us every year, and we can learn much from it.
It's okay. Keep going.
What I learned is that God was really the first person to recognize that it is important to work hard, but that it's also important to take a break and recognize that you have done hard work. He was the originator of me time and recognized the importance of giving yourself a chance to recharge and to reflect on all the goodness in your life. It has been difficult for many people during the pandemic to be able to relax. They love, and to also continue to work hard to reach their goal of Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Very nice. So, Mal, you always remember that your Bar Mitzvah happened on Shabbat Breshit. You can only have one beginning, and this is it. And this is not only the beginning of the Torah reading cycle soon, but also the beginning of this next chapter in your life when you become an adult, bat mitzvah. So it's an exciting time, and we hope you look forward to the great journey that's in front of you. Okay, so we're on page 3, my friends. You'll see the big bet at the top for Breshit. We'd like to invite up first grandfather Stephen Cherry to come join us for our first Aliyah. Yamod, Shlomo Yitzchak ben Avraham. Steve, over there. God, Baruch Hu, whenever you're ready.
Baruch Adonai Barak Le'olam Va'ed.
Amen. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim v'ha'aretz hayatat tohu v'avohu v'hosheh al pnei tehem v'ruach Elohim merhefet al pnei hamayim v'ayomer Elohim yehi or v'yehi or v'ayomer Elohim Vayar Elohim et ha'or kito vayavdei Elohim ben ha'or uvein ha'hosheh vayikra Elohim lo'or yom kara v'lahosheh kara yavlayla vayhi erev vayhi boker
Yom Echad. Beautiful. Go ahead, grandfather. Steve, second bracha. Amen. Grandfather Steve, muzzle tough to you to see the generations come and celebrate. It's a great honor to have you. For our second Aliyah, we would like to invite proud parents and brother, Allison, Adam, and Gregory, Yamdu, Hashnim, Ab Ephraim, V'chana Bracha, Hahorim. Okay, yeah, you guys come up there. We are on verse, one second, page 6, verse 6. Okay, you have to hold that open. And kiss and touch the Torah and Baruch
Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Elohim, vayhi rakiach b'toch hamayim, vayhi mavdil ben mayim lamayim, vayas Elohim. Ekichen, ein hamayim asher mitachat mavdil uvein hamayim asher ma'al larakia vayhi hein vayikra Elohim vayikra larakia shamayim vayhi erev vayhi boker yom sheni. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Mom and Dad and Gregory, we want to say Mazel Tov Yashkov to you guys. Beautiful Aliyah, and what a joy to see you all together at Molly's Bat Mitzvah. So now we are up to the third Aliyah, and you're going to find that on page 6, verse 9. We're reading about the days of creation. Mom and Dad, stay here. Yeah, you guys can stay here. In fact, Mom, why don't you hold the Torah? Dad, you want to come back up? Come stay here. Yeah, she'll hold it over there, okay? Molly, Molly. So now we're going to read our third and final Aliyah for Shabbat afternoon, and we want to invite our Bat Mitzvah to share this beautiful moment with us as we say to her, Tamod, 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 Habachura Bat Mitzvah, et Miriam Esther Bat Ab Ephraim V'chana Bracha, Shlishit. They touch the Torah, Molly, with your tongue. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Vahed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu asher bachar banu mitkohanim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Adonai
Noteina Torah. Amen.
Vayomer Elohim yikavu hamayim mitachar hashamayim el makom echad v'tera'eh hayavasha vayehihem vayikra Elohim le'avasha eret umikvei hamayim kara al yamim vayar Elohim kitov vayikra Elohim vayomer Elohim Tadshe ha'aret desha esev mazri yazera etperi oseperi lemino asher zaravo al ha'aretz vayhitin batote ha'aretz desha esev mazri yazera leminehu beit oseperi asher zaravo Laminehu vayar Elohim kitov vayir vayiboker
Yom Shelishi. Very good. Molly, touch the Torah again with your talit. Tzitzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam notat b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein ha'Torah.
Amen. Molly, we celebrate with you and your whole family and friends and the Jewish people this beautiful Aliyah of your Bat Mitzvah. And at this time, therefore, I want to take advantage of this. And I'd like to offer this prayer for you. Mishberach Avotenu Avram Yitzchak Yaakov V'Ivotenu Sarif Rachel V'Leah Yivarech et Bachura Bat Mitzvah at Miriam Esther Bat Ab Ephraim B'chana Bracha She'egia Hayom Mitzvot V'Alta Lichvod HaMakom Lichvod HaTorah V'Lichvod Shabbat V'Regel Sukkot HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yishmereh V'Yichiyeh V'Yichonei Liba Liot Shlema Im Adonai Elohecha La'got b'Torato, la'lechet b'racha, v'lishmor mitzvotav, yishlach bracha v'atzlacha b'chol ma'aseh yadeha, yehi ratzon she'yizkora legadla leTorah, v'lechupa l'masim tovim, v'novar amen. May the God who has blessed our ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob, Rachel, and Leah, bless our Bar Mitzvah, Molly Elizabeth Feinberg, who has come for an Aliyah upon reaching the age of mitzvot. Molly, we are so excited that you've reached this day in your life. With the help of parents, family, friends, teachers, all good things, you've become a Bar Mitzvah. We'll send you out to live a life of mitzvot, to continue to have Torah in your life, and all good things, and may it be a blessing to yourself, to the Jewish people, and all of humanity for years of health and happiness to come. For this we pray, and let us all say, Amen. How about a hug, guys? There you go. Great. Okay. Great. You guys can sit. Brush it off. Great. Brush it off. Beautiful. Yamod Hagmabiyat Tamod Hagalele. We'd like to invite you to rise for the lifting of Sefer Torah. Just move aside. Right there.
V'zot Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe.
And now we're going to return the Sefer Torah to the Ark with the singing of Yahalalu on page 221.
Hallelujah, Shem Adonai, ki nizgav shemo levado. Odo al eretz v'shamayim, vayarem keren liyamot ila v'chol chasidav, lifnei Yisrael am kerobo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Ilekach tov natati lachem torati al tazovu et chayim hi lavach ba v'tom pe'ameushad Peracheha darchei Noam Bechol tiboteha shalom Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuma Kadesh Kadesh Yameinu Kadesh Yameinu Tekedem.
We have now returned the Sefer Torah to the Ark, and even though they've been very missed because we haven't been here a lot, as you can see they're doing fine and they're waiting for our return. In the meantime, we're using them and we're checking up on them. On page 222, to introduce the Amidah, Molly's going to chant the Chatzi Kaddish. Amen. V'chayecha.
Israel,
Ba'agala.
Ba'agala,
Ubizman karib. Amen. Yehesh me'rav amorach.
Yolam liorei amayim.
Yayebarach.
Yifrach, Yishavach, Yifar, Yirman, Binaseh, Yihadar, Yihalev, Yihala, Shmei Kudusha,
Berecho.
Le'ela, Miko Birhata, Leshirata,
Tushbechata.
Yekevata, Damira, Miyama.
Bimerim,
Amen. We're going to turn to page 306 at this time. 306, because the Amidah for this afternoon, as you know, is not Shabbat alone, but it's also Shabbat and the Yontav of Sukkot, first day. 306.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Belohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora Elion Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Goel Lifnei B'neihem L'man Shemo B'Ahavat Melech Ozer U'Poked U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham U'Poked Sarah אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, מוריד אתה. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים
ברחמים רבים.
סומך
רופאים ורופאי חולים,
ומתיר אסורים,
ומקיים אמונתו.
לשני
עפר מחמוך בגבורות,
ומידו מלך,
מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה.
ונאמנת לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים.
Amen. 308 is the Kedusha.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקישים אותו בשמי מרום, בשמי מרום. ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ויאמר,
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzivot, Aretz Kivodo.
ואתה ברוך יאמרו,
Baruch Kivod Adonai Mimkomo.
ובדברי קודשך כתוב לאמור,
Yimloch Adonai Leolam, Elohai Etzion, Ledor Vador, Hallelujah.
לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקיש, ושפחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד, יא מלך גדול, יא מלך גדול וקדוש אתה, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקיש, ברוך אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Amen. Page 309, we continue on our own. Second paragraph, V'atav v'chartanu, including the words for Shabbat in red and Sukkot. And we join together in a prayer and a song for peace to end the Amidah, Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom Yivramah, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, V'yakol Yisrael, Dimru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'yakol Yisrael, 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 Yimru. Amen.
You may be seated, everyone. How we all doing, okay? I guess I can't hear you because your mask's on, huh? You all right?
Yo.
How's Molly doing?
Pretty good.
Good. How about a big muzzle tough for her? Why not? There you go. Good. Never let it be said that Corona or anything kept us from being Jewish. So Molly, you remember this. When people ask you if you ever had a bat mitzvah, you'll tell them, yeah, we did. But wasn't it a dangerous time? Yeah, it was. But you did it anyway? Yes, we did. There you go. So be proud of this. The next time you come up to a challenge, you know you can do that too, kid. Way to go. Molly, we want to sing a song to you. It's called Lichilach. The words are inside the tan pamphlets that you have. I'd like to see them there. Molly, you know that the Torah begins with Breshit, because you just read it today, right? But the Torah begins in a few places, really. It really does. This song, Lichilach, comes from Genesis 12, when Abraham says to God, Lech Lecha. We want you to get up and go and leave your home and start a new people in a new land. And there's a lot of scholars who believe the Torah should have began with the Jewish story in Genesis 12, because that is where the Jewish story begins, right? Mal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? There you go. And there's a few places where this thing begins. But this is a beautiful song, and it's about going forward without fear, with courage, and setting out to pursue your dreams. And so we wish you to go forward and find your place in Jewish life, and for all of us to take blessed journeys in this world, and to make our journeys as great as we can for ourselves and for others. And if, just like the message of the holidays, if we need to fine-tune a few things, that's what every day is for. So if you know Lichilach, please feel free to sing it along with Cantor and I to our bat mitzvah and to everybody. Lichilach, to a land that I will show you. Lech Lecha, to a place you do not know. Lichilach, on your journey I will bless you. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lichilach. Lichilach, and I shall make your name great. Lech Lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lichilach, to the place that I will show you. B'simchat chayim, b'simchat chayim, b'simchat chayim, Lichilach. And you shall be a blessing, you shall be a blessing, you shall be a blessing, Lichilach. We hope you always try to be a blessing to yourself and to others. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. So at this time, we want to invite our bar mitzvah to come forward. And Molly, you're going to share your project thoughts with us on your bat mitzvah day.
called Project Night Night. This organization provides night-night packages to homeless children from birth to preteen who need childhood essentials to have a concrete and predictable source of security during this time of appeal. For my Mitzvah project, I plan to work with an organization called Project Night Night. This organization provides night-night packages to homeless children from birth to preteen who need childhood essentials to have a concrete and predictable source of security during this time of appeal. Each night-night package contains a new security blanket, an age-appropriate children's book, and a stuffed animal, all nestled inside of a canvas tote bag. While we couldn't do the project in person because of COVID, my family did make a donation to this amazing organization, and I've asked others to do the same. I hope that when the pandemic restrictions are lifted, that we will be able to do our collection and deliver our donations to the homeless shelter in Norristown. This project performs through Mitzvah, Ozer Labriot, which means helping others, Sorchei Tzibor, attending to community needs, and Gimilut Hasidim, an act of loving kindness. Now, I'd also like to thank everyone for coming today. It's nice to see you all, and hello to all of the people watching virtually. I appreciate all of you for coming, even in these crazy times. I wouldn't be here today without the help of the BTBJ, so thank you to Rabbi Greif and Canon Benjamin for helping me through the process to prepare for this day. I'd also like to thank my grandpa for helping me look so good today. I wouldn't be here without the love and support of my mom and dad and my brother Gregory. Thank you for helping me practice. Finally, thank you to everyone here for celebrating the Shabbat of my bat mitzvah.
Okay, Mom. Look at me. Put this on. Lift your speech down.
That's what I was asking.
Molly, on behalf of BTBJ, we want to say mazel tov to you on this beautiful day. We hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, it is crazy times. There's no doubt about it. But that doesn't mean that we don't go along with them. Whatever times we take, we're alive and we make the best out of them. So mazel tov to you. To Mom and Dad, to Allison and Adam, mazel tov to the two of you. What a joy to see your daughter become a bar mitzvah. To Brother Gregory. Gregory wasn't that long ago. We remember you were up here, buddy. Although I don't remember you wearing a mask at that time. It was a little different times. But mazel tov to you. To Grandfather Steve, and to all the relatives and friends who are with us here today. We're so happy to have you, and to everybody out there on the live stream. We're waving to you all, and mazel tov to you all. And it's a beautiful day. Shabbat Simcha, and a Shabbat Sukkot, and a beautiful Bar Mitzvah Simcha. Molly, there can be only one. And today was it, Breshit in the beginning. There's only one start to the Torah. We hope that you will appreciate new beginnings in your life. We just had a big one when we finished Yom Kippur, because we believe now that a new year starts for us, and a year starts in which we've been forgiven from past errors and transgressions, and we're starting out on a new journey. So now you're on a new journey, and you're on a lot of them. You have the journey of each every day is new. The journey in each and every year is new. The journey after Yom Kippur is new with the Jewish people. And the journey of now becoming a young adult as a young bar mitzvah is a new journey. And new beginnings bring great anticipation. We all hope for good things. So we're going to hope that your dreams and hopes are great. That you dream great things for yourself and for your family and your friends, the Jewish people of humanity. And we hope you will chase those dreams down the best that you can. Make sure that in doing so, you don't hurt others, because sometimes people hurt others to get ahead. But the best way to get your dreams fulfilled is by having everybody getting their dreams fulfilled. We're all in this together. And again, you'll remember that one time there was a crazy pandemic and a crazy world, but it didn't stop us from pursuing our dreams, our Jewish ones and our family ones. And we're so proud of you. We hope you'll be a proud member of the Jewish people and be with us for years to come in the future. For this we say Mazel Tov, and let us all say Amen. So what's a bar mitzvah without a couple of gifts? The synagogue would love to give to you this Kiddush cup and this Tanakh. Everything that you read, it's got weight to Jewish life. Everything that you read in the Torah is right in the Tanakh, and you can use that Kiddush cup today, tomorrow, all of Sukkot, for years to come. We hope you'll appreciate all that and enjoy all that for years to come. Amen and Mazel Tov to you. Put that down right there. Mom and Dad would like to invite the two of you to come up and to share some words from your hearts with your daughter on her bar mitzvah day. That's okay. That's okay. Just stand here and do your thing.
Okay. Deep breath time. You did it. And I stand here with the big task of giving you words of wisdom after this big thing that you just did in these unprecedented times, and I really struggled for a long time about what to say. So I thought, what can I say that my 13-year-old daughter will listen to and not roll her eyes about? Talk about Grey's Anatomy. Meredith Grey, Alex Karev, Richard Weber, Miranda Bailey, and the rest of the staff at Grey Sloan Memorial Hospital have been through breakups, career highs and lows, arrests, and health crises. For the past 16 seasons, the interns, doctors, and surgeons of Grey Sloan Memorial have been healing patients and themselves, and along the way, they've taught us a few very important lessons. Never underestimate your own strength. Meredith, Joe, Bailey, Teddy, Amelia, Maggie, they're just a few of the show's women characters who show major strength every day. Whether it's making a tough decision in the operating room or fighting to make the Catherine Fox Foundation a reality, these women are all strong in their own unique ways, and they won't let anyone underestimate their power. Grey's core truth is that we all have so much potential, and there's no time limit on when or how to realize it. This rings true for you, especially today. You've had to deal with setbacks and disappointments and anxiety and fear around this day for months. But you practiced, you prepared yourself, and you stood up here and you nailed it. And that is the epitome of strong. Lesson 2, you make a mistake, you move on. Every single character on that show has made mistakes. The consequences have ranged from ignorable to severe. But it's a very important lesson the show imparts, that while it's important to remember and learn from the mistake, it's equally as important not to wallow in it forever. It is important to take the much-needed life lesson and move on. 3, you can survive anything. We all know that life gets hard sometimes, okay? A lot of times. And sometimes it throws us a bunch of things that seem insurmountable. Enter 2020. But if you keep breathing and keep moving, you can get through anything life has to offer. After all, if Meredith can survive drowning, a bomb in a body cavity, a crazed gunman, a plane crash, giving birth in a superstorm, losing her husband, and still be an award-winning surgeon, all while raising 3 kids, you can survive anything. And the key to survival is echoed in your Torah portion. Look around at all the good, declare it good, and take a break. Find your people. You can do anything in life if you have your people by your side. The show begins with the first set of interns whose trials and follies viewers got to see firsthand. And as much as they learned how important it was to have friends to survive the whole idea, then the lesson repeatedly reappears with each new set of interns. Grey's Anatomy has its share of romantic moments, but it's the friendships that stand out the most. This show has taught fans that finding your person in this world is a magical thing. Just ask Alex and Meredith and Christina. Their bond is so strong that even she officiates Alex's wedding. Everyone deserves that kind of platonic love in their life, and Grey's makes us feel like it's totally okay to value platonic love just as much as romantic love. So many of our people are here today, and I want to stop and acknowledge them. None of us would be standing here today without the love and support and guidance of you and Mom. You guys instilled the foundation of Jewish values in me early on, and now I'm trying to do the same for Molly and Gregory. The importance of family, loyalty, kindness, showing up even when it's hard, and treasuring all the time together. The Pinot crew. This is your moment too. All of you guys help in the most important of ways, from driving carpool to Fun Friday to always being there saying, what can I do? For showing up when it's most important and when it isn't. We're so grateful to live where we do. Thank you. And last but not least, Gregory. He's been patiently showing you the way since you were born. Last lesson. When in doubt, dance it out. Whether you're dealing with stress, turbulent emotions, rocky relationships, or you simply want to feel free, a 30-second dance party will help relieve the tension every time. I'm sure you've learned this one already from TikTok. So today is the very first day of your internship. The next 6 years will provide lots of opportunities for you to put these lessons into play. Today starts the beginning of the time when you start to be responsible for your own actions, but you're ready. Show up, dig in, smile, and know that even the great Meredith Grey needs her mom sometimes. And I will always be right here in the gallery cheering you on, louder and prouder than everybody else. Mazel tov, you're amazing, and I'm so proud of you. Really.
You're welcome.
I should have gone first. That's going to be tough to follow. First of all, I just wanted to thank the Sheriff Feinberg and Rabinowitz in California land, everybody that couldn't make it. Thank you guys so much. And what an unprecedented year, what unprecedented times. And here we are still celebrating our religion, still making it happen. And to me, 2020 is a year of victories for you. I mean, you broke your leg in the beginning of the year, you're like, oh, this is pretty bad. At least we got that over with. And then, boom, the world shut down. But personal victories, you came back from a broken leg, you're playing soccer again, you're playing lacrosse again. We started doing this, and, you know, Allison, you did what a fantastic job doing most of this with her. But, I mean, what an accomplishment up here. Even, you know, you were outside, and you're like, oh, I can do this, I can do this. And now it's just, whew, it's done, we can relax, party time. But I wanted to thank BTBJ for making us safe and putting this situation together. So thank you, Rabbi and Cantor and everybody. You know, and then Allison's friends, there's people magically making this all happen for the party after this. But the other concept for me is, well, you just did an amazing job. I mean, I can remember mine, Alice can remember hers, Larry and Ronnie and Lisa, we're all talking about remembering ours. How can you forget this? But just, you did a fantastic job. It just made my heart warm knowing what was going on. And the other thing is I can, you know, my parents obviously are gone, but I can see them up in heaven right now. My mom listening intently. My dad's like, what did he say? And my mom going, Harry, shut up. But it's just, you know, and I know my mom gave you the talit, and, you know, and Gregory got his from my dad. So just, I'm thrilled that they're here in spirit. And both Ronnie and I kind of were wingcoat housing it to my mom to bring her here in spirit. So, but I'm just grateful for this day, for everybody here, my friends, family, and just, I love you, and I'm just so proud of you.
Great, thank you, Mom and Dad, for sharing your hearts, and mazel tov to all of you. You can all go sit down for a couple of moments. Take the gifts with you. And we're on page 231 as we invite you to rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit kirula l'yatzeh breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot adama, shelo sam kalkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad.
For those who would like to remain standing for the mourner's Kaddish, it's on 232. Please do so. Everyone else may be seated. There are so many people that are being remembered in the world these days who have died from corona in this country and around the world and elsewhere too. So for everybody who lives on in our hearts, my grandparents, other members of the family, together we say, Yitkadal, v'yitkadosh Shemei Rabbah, v'yalama divrach Yerutei, v'yamliach malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imaru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba Mivorach Li'olam Ulomei Maya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shmei D'Kudsha B'richu Le'ela Mikol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Da miran bi'alama v'imaru amen. Yehei shloma rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. We'd like to invite the five of you, don't sit down, come on up, stand behind the table. We want to say good Shabbos to the Chag Sameach. Everybody else can be seated, and it's nice to have you all. We remind you of our schedule tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. on Zoom. We have our second day Sukkot program, and tomorrow we'll use the Lulav and the Etrog. We did today because it was Shabbat. And then we have a Shiva Minyan tomorrow night at Jay Halbert's for his dad, and other Sukkot things coming up all week long. We hope you'll have a good week and a joyous Sukkot. We want to thank the Searmans for usherings today, and we want to thank everybody for coming, family and friends. Molly, the certificate will always testify to the fact that you became a Bar Mitzvah on Parshat Breshit. It's got your name, enjoy it proudly, and we hope that'll be one of many pieces of paper that'll testify to the achievements of your life. So now we're going to invite you, those who are comfortable putting your arms around people, we're going to invite you to do so. Put your arms around each other, and we're going to bless Molly and our entire congregation and everyone with the blessing from the Torah.
יברך אדוני וישמרך.
כן יהי רצון.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך.
כן יהי רצון.
וישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
כן יהי רצון. May the Lord bless you and keep you, give you light and grant you peace. And let us say,
Amen.
We're going to, Molly, take up the Kiddush cup. Hold the Kiddush cup in your hand, and we're all going to celebrate Shabbat, Sukkot, and this Bat Mitzvah by singing Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei b'riyah v'afeh. Take a drink out of that. Pass it around.
No, that's grape juice. That's not one.
Molly and Gregory, you guys want to each hold a challah?
Here's a tray.
Hold it up together, and we'll bless this day and the food we have. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. The Teavon, take a bite out of that. Welcome everybody. Drive safely. Be good. Shabbat Shalom. Chag Sameach. And may all your journeys be blessed. Amen.
Amen.